Hello folks, I decided to try my hand at cooking something new, another experiment that actually for me is going to be a new experiment for me and you because I haven't tried this yet. Now we're going to be doing kind of a pork chop recipe. You'll need, but it's going to be a spicy pork chop, a spicy sweet. You'll need 1 habanero pepper, 1 mango, and some fancy black molasses. Yeah, the Crosby's fancy molasses in this case. It's 40% less sugar, so it's less sweet. It's just to add some texture to it. And I'm using these pork loin centers, but you can use any pork that you want. The only reason why I chose these is because it's a bigger cut, and I can also crisp the fat on the outside, then it gives it a better taste. With it, I'm going to be making mashed potatoes and some turnip. And the potatoes I always like using are Red Island Reds. So right now I'm just going to start preparing stuff while you folks get the ingredients. I'll try to write it in the doobly-doo in regards to all the items that you'll need. Make sure that you have your knives ready. And let's proceed. Okay, now first things first, we'll do the mango. You'll need a sharp knife. There's an easy way to do it. There's a stone that exists inside the mango. It takes about this much. So what you'll want to do is actually start slicing. And go around. See what I'm doing? You can hear this, listen. That's a stone. Trust me, you don't want that. It's not a pit. It's kind of a gigantic seed. And this could be not as ripe as I'd like it to be, but it'll do the trick for now. Okay. And you can possibly scrape some from here, but the deeper you go in, you can cut around it. Don't do this at home the way I'm doing it right now. You could end up actually hurting yourselves. And this is about you can shave as much as you want from the stone, and as you can see, it's coming out. Actually, here's a better part of it from the under knife. Anyways, from this, you'll want to keep the bits and pieces that you want to use. And we're going to do what I call a microwave mash. The simple fact that it actually allows us to mash it better. You don't have to puree it because you'll want to have some mango chunks. These you can scoop out with a spoon. Actually scoops out well. This is far from being completely ripe, but it'll do the trick. Okay, now when you're doing this way, it's very easy. Take a knife, cut to small pieces like this. Makes it less messier. When these babies are ripe, they're juicy as all heck. So you want to avoid struggling with it and making a mess, because trust me, this fruit is delicious but sticky. And then you just, when it's ripe, it actually pops without doing what it just did. Let's see if I can get this one to work. There we go. Like this. Take a spoon, which I didn't bring. And you scoop out, similar to eating pamplemousse, or as you guys know it in English, grapefruit. It's similar to it. The riper the better, the sweeter it'll be. But this one will just be perfect for what I'm trying out, because I'm going to be adding in some molasses, so it's not going to be so bad. You can actually make a nice mango salsa, and it's usually pureed mango mixed in with your hottest pepper of choice, preferably habanero or Cigare. The hotter the better, the tastier it will be. Relatively inexpensive. I do mean relatively if you compare it to papaya. It's a lot less. Yeah, this would work better if this was actually a riper fruit. How many times am I going to say this before I'm finishing this fruit? God knows, folks. The perfect dish for today. It's far from comfort food, but it's going to be delicious nonetheless. Okay, now this, you'll take your pieces, you'll place them in the bowl. Preferably a very sturdy bowl. In my case, it's going to be this. And you can leave the bigger pieces, cut them down, or you can put them all in. Either way, I'm not using a blender. I'm going to be using just a fancy technique called manual labor. It's going to be a fork with me mashing this, but it needs to be steamed a bit so that it tenderizes the fruit. So we now put it in the microwave and we'll be back in a few moments.